Azathoth. God Azathoth is chaos incarnate, a seething, formless mass that sits at the very center of the universe. It doesn't think. It doesn't feel. It simply writhes in a state of mindless, eternal sleep, accompanied by the maddening piping of demonic flutes that keep it from waking. If the flutes were to ever fall silent, Azathoth would stir, and all of reality would collapse into oblivion, erased without a trace. What makes Azathoth so terrifying is not malice or intent. It is not evil. It isn't even aware of us. It is the ultimate expression of cosmic indifference. We exist only because Azathoth dreams us into being. You, me, and everything we know is just a flicker of nonsense in the dream of a blind, idiot god. That means your life isn't meaningful or important. It isn't even noticed. Worshippers of Azathoth are said to be completely mad. To understand Azathoth even slightly is to realize that logic, morality, and purpose are human inventions. These are comforting illusions we use to protect ourselves from the infinite madness of the cosmos. There is no divine plan. There is no salvation. Only a blind, formless chaos, drooling in the center of everything. Azathoth doesn't come for you. It doesn't need to. You are already part of its delusion, and you were doomed the moment it began to dream. Ithaqua. Ithaqua is the embodiment of frozen, howling desolation. Towering over trees and mountains, this colossal humanoid figure roams the Arctic tundra and frozen wastelands, wrapped in wind and snow. The people who vanish in snowstorms, the hikers never found, the planes that disappear from radar, are believed by some to have been taken by Ithaqua. Their bodies are dragged through icy portals to a realm beyond our understanding. Legends say Ithaqua walks against the wind. It carries the dead across endless wastelands, their lifeless bodies dangling from its massive shoulders like forgotten offerings. Some believe that those taken by Ithaqua are stripped not only of their bodies, but of their identities, their souls frozen in torment, destined to wander blizzards between worlds forever. The true terror of Ithaqua lies in the isolation it represents. Cold does not discriminate. Whether you are rich, poor, skeptical, or faithful, Ithaqua's grip is the same. The deeper meaning is about nature's indifference. In the heart of a winter storm, your strength and status mean nothing. The color out of space. The color out of space is not a monster in any familiar sense. It has no face or form. It is a color that does not belong on Earth, a hue that human eyes can barely register. This alien presence doesn't think or feel. It doesn't seek revenge or power. It simply exists, and in doing so it corrupts everything it touches. It came from the sky as a meteorite. At first it seemed harmless, but once it cracked open and began to leak an iridescent liquid of impossible color, everything changed. Crops withered, water became poisonous, animals warped into grotesque forms. People began to wither, both in body and in mind. The true horror is its indifference. It doesn't recognize us as life worth considering. It infects, it spreads, and it leaves devastation in its wake. Victims lose their grip on reality, often succumbing to madness and physical deterioration as their cells and thoughts unravel in tandem. Eventually, the color leaves. It rises back into the sky, returning to wherever it came from. It leaves behind a gray, lifeless crater where nothing can ever grow again. No answers, no messages. Just decay. This entity is a perfect symbol of the unknown. It cannot be fought or reasoned with. It cannot be contained. It is simply a reminder that there are things out there, beyond the stars, that we were never meant to encounter. Nyarlathotep. Nyarlathotep is unlike the other cosmic entities. While most are distant, mindless forces of nature, Nyarlathotep is intelligent. It walks among us, speaks our languages, and understands our fears. He is known as the crawling chaos, a shape-shifting god who delights in manipulation and madness. Where the others slumber in deep time and space, Nyarlathotep moves freely and often. He is the messenger of the outer gods, but his loyalty is uncertain, and his motives are unknowable. Throughout history, he has appeared in countless forms. Sometimes he's a man with a charming voice and piercing eyes. Other times he is a formless mass of tendrils and teeth. He can be a plague, a hallucination, or a dream that leaves you screaming when you wake. What unites these forms is his desire to provoke suffering, not out of hatred, but amusement. Those who encounter Nyarlathotep rarely realize it until it is too late. He does not need to kill. He prefers to break minds. A single whispered word, can unravel a person's sanity. An illusion planted in the right moment can lead to war or mass hysteria. He thrives in chaos, feeding on fear and confusion. Unlike other gods who remain in the void, Nyarlathotep walks the earth, visits our cities, and tests the boundaries of our understanding. He does not sleep, he does not forget. And if he smiles at you, it means the game has already begun. Eihort. Eihort is not found in open skies or vast oceans. It lives beneath us, deep in ancient underground labyrinths that twist endlessly in all directions. This creature resembles a massive gelatinous slug, pale and pulsing, covered in eye-like nodules and glistening skin. It does not pursue prey. Instead, it offers a choice. Those who find themselves in its tunnels must decide. Either they enter into a binding pact with Eihort, or they die in agony. Those who accept become hosts to something hidden and parasitic. The pact ensures temporary survival, but it carries a terrible cost. Over time, Eihort's seed grows inside them. Eventually, they will give birth to something else, something that is not human. What makes Eihort horrifying is its false promise of mercy. It offers the illusion of choice, but there is no real escape. Refusal means death. Acceptance means transformation. Either path leads to suffering. It is not just a creature of the body, but of the soul, infecting a person's will and identity until they are no longer themselves. Its labyrinth is also alive. The deeper you go, the more time and space bend. Some who enter never return. Others come back changed, quiet and empty, as if their minds were scraped clean. Eihort does not roar or rage. It waits patiently in the dark, whispering its offer to those who wander too deep. It promises life. What it gives is far worse. Daoloth. Daoloth is known as the render of veils. It is not a destroyer in the physical sense, but a destroyer of perception. When Daoloth appears, it does not bring fire or chaos. It brings truth. And that is what makes it unbearable. To encounter Daoloth is to have the illusions of reality torn away. You no longer see the world as a stable, familiar place. You see the universe as it truly is, a swirling mass of infinite dimensions, ever-shifting structures, and timeless, unknowable forces. Geometry ceases to function. Language breaks apart. Your sense of self dissolves. Daoloth's appearance is impossible to describe. Witnesses report ever-changing forms, shifting geometries, and intersecting planes that should not exist in three-dimensional space. Looking at it too long causes irreversible madness. The mind cannot cope with what it was never meant to understand. This entity does not mean harm. It does not attack. It simply reveals. But in doing so, it leaves a trail of ruined minds behind. Artists who see it go blind. Scholars lose their grip on logic. Survivors can no longer live normal lives. They mutter about time folding in on itself in doorways that open to places that do not exist. Daoloth does not come often. It does not linger. But when it appears, reality itself fractures. You see past the veil. And once you do, you never see anything the same again.